And hello, everybody. Good to be back. It is February 11th, 2003. I am in the HEP Horseshoe in Clearwater, Florida, off of Betty Lane. Here is Ellie. Ellie has been with me the whole time. I have been here since November 21st. And because I am leaving shortly, a little bit up in the air as to where I'll be going, but I will be leaving shortly, HEP. And I thought I would show you all the sights and sounds. Ellie turned 3 right after Christmas. I got her rabies vaccines and got her all the shots, got her nails clipped, and in a little bit I am going to show you all this complex on a Saturday before the Super Bowl of 2023. My mom is having falls again, and her condition continues to deteriorate somewhat. She just had a hospital stay of a few days in, as I show you, I hope I'm showing you Ellie here because my screen, I set the screensaver to a minute, and even though I am still recording, uh, it's decided to go off on me. So my mom is still in Tampa over at Bristol, and one of the possibilities right now, as the way things look, is I could wind up in North Tampa, about a mile away from her. But I would like to stay in Pinellas County. Going over to Tampa is kind of like a Yankee fan moving to Boston to me. So I really don't want to do that, but if we have to do it, we do it. So this is my room O. O as in old people have been living here. I have had 6 roommates over 90 days. I have Terry here, who is a man of about 68, African American gentleman, and Wayne, who has barely been here since his arrival Thursday. This is Ellie. Ellie is on one of the empty cots, which is number 2. And Wayne has number 1. I have number 5, but for some reason, number 4. I am number 4, and for some reason they put 4 and 1 next to each other. Whoops, whoops, whoops. I nearly fell on my ass there. I'm on antidepressants. So one day I was here, December 9th, a Friday, and I was finishing up my lunch and I fell right on my face. And I didn't break anything, thank goodness, but my nose got busted open. My face was a crimson mask. Here's my stuff up here in kind of a collective area. I have a blanket that one of my roommates, Drew, gave to Ella. This is Ella's carrier, and this is some of the stuff I've collected at the thrift store. There's a thrift store next door, and I have gotten 4 suit jackets for $15. What you do, if you ever go to the HEP thrift store, is you wait till Wednesday and Saturday. Most of the items are half off, and boutique items are a little different. Like if there's a really nice shirt. Here's Ellie again. Hi, Ellie. If there's a real nice shirt, they'll charge you a little bit more for it, but most of the shirts are like $5. You want to get a polo shirt or a t-shirt. Most of the items there are very cheap. You could get books, any book for under $1, and sometimes they go on sale. This is the locker area. We each have lockers to put stuff in. It is highly recommended that if you have medications, like I have, you put them in the locker, and when you need it, you pull it out of your locker, and when you don't need it, you put it back in your locker. I don't do that, by the way. I keep everything in a backpack, so, I could say, oh, I was just about ready to get out the door. This is Ellie's little... No one has ever been in on bed number 3. Since I have been here, so I kind of use it as kind of like a second little place, and I keep some Ellie stuff. So that's a Diet Coke I got at HEP. That is her dry food. I have treats for her, but I'm saving that for after the move. They allow you a sports bottle because and to keep your water in, and I have two cell phones now because I picked up a second one uh, because I had a Medicare card, a Medicaid card, and they give you a free phone to go with the phone I pay with, which is kind of breaking down. The microphone doesn't work on it, so when people call me on that phone, I just call them on the other phone. So the housing situation is this. I am waiting for a mobile home park in Largo to open up called Palm Lake Village. Uh, and they have been giving me this line about, oh, we're waiting a week or two, we're waiting for the judge to give some sort of order, and then things will be open. The problem is I'm going to be leaving in about 9 days. As you hear my second phone go off here. There you go. 11:43, so it's almost lunchtime here. Lunch is, I'll go through the dining hall routine. And the dining room, you would go out this door, out the main door, you would hang a right, and immediately to the left is the dining hall, and they serve lunches at 12, they serve breakfast at 8 in the morning, and they serve dinner at 4 o'clock. And if you're still hungry, you could get snacks at 8 in the p.m., and that's it. And I will show you that a little later on in these videos I am putting up. Ellie knows I'm doing something, so she's trying to distract me with playing around, and you probably see her in the distance there. I picked up tons of stuff. I've been able to update my wardrobe at a very, very cheap cost. Like I said, I have 4 suit jackets, and I picked them up for $15, and I wear them at church. I go to church now. There is a church next door called Everybody's Tabernacle, and I have been there 10 times in my, this is my 84th day, 83rd day. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. And in that time, I've been there 10 times because I had COVID the week after Thanksgiving. Otherwise, I would have been there sooner. And the week before I caught COVID, I was feeling a little off, but I didn't realize I had COVID until I went to. They have 2 medics on call. They have a therapist on call, a psychiatrist, someone who can give what they call ANRP, which is psychiatric care, and it has been very, very good for me. I'm on antidepressants, and I have been on antidepressants since December 9th. And it does the job. It keeps me from getting depressed. So this is my little cubicle. They don't allow you to keep food in here. Although many of the residents here do smuggle contraband in here. I will tell you, because when I put this video up, I will be out the door, that they give you gifts at the thrift store if you purchase more than $10 on occasion. So one day, I wound up with 2 packages of Twinkies, 2 boxes of Twinkies and Ding Dongs. Now I'm diabetic. I don't eat many Twinkies or Ding Dongs per day. But when I do, I keep them in here. I also keep beef jerky in here. I also keep, I have kept cashews in here. Cashews is another thing that I've gotten at the thrift store, but HEP does not like it if you have food in here because it draws in bugs, and I shouldn't even have a drink in there. And you see I have a Diet Coke in here, which has become my new favorite drink since I've been in here. So Ellie's running around. And very quickly, before I go to lunch, I'm going to show you the bathroom. You want to come in, Ellie? You want to come in? Okay. And the bathroom, because it needs to be wheelchair accessible, is big enough to hold 2 or 3 people, but only 1 at a time, of course, in here. Toilet, which has become was a problem in the past week because a piece of wiring got into the machinery and it got plugged up and you could pee, but if you tried to poop, it backs up. So I'm sorry for being so graphic, but that's what happened. I have mouthwash down here. I have a little brown bag that Shane got me when I was in one of my ALFs, which I think was Orchid Cove. Right, Ellie? Remember that day I came back and I had to go back to the hospital? So that's that. And after lunch, I'm going to show you around. The only place I don't know, because I never had to go to it, was the garden center. They make their own food here. They create their own food, but a lot of the food that they get here is donations, and the dining hall is kind of restaurant quality. So that's that. So let's go on a little walking tour of the place, shall we? What you're looking at right now is Everybody's Tabernacle. It was founded by a gentleman by the name of Otis Green in the 1950s. By the mid-1980s, they founded the Homeless Empowerment Program. And to be honest with you, I've lived here most of my life. I'm 51 years old. I lived in Charlotte for a year, and I lived in Marietta, Georgia for 9 months. Charlotte, North Carolina, Marietta, Georgia. Lived a couple of times in Las Vegas. And I never knew this place existed until it was suggested to me last summer. So this is Everybody's Tabernacle, and we'll do a little walking tour here. And by the way, this is the horseshoe that I'm talking about. I am in room O, which is down a ways on the right side. And it has an office. The office is A. And all of the dorm rooms are letters of the alphabet, A, B, C, D. I think it goes all the way to U. And there's all these rooms. Women live here as well. There is, I think, a couple of rooms just donated to the ladies, B and C. But you don't get a lot of women here. Most of the inhabitants here are men. And there are some men that are part of the LGBTQ movement that live here. And a lot of the people that live here are African American. Families live here. Whole families live here. And I'll show you the dining hall later. And they get a 15-minute head start on whatever the meal is, or they should: breakfast, lunch, dinner. So let's go. This is a little playground for children. As you can see, it's Saturday afternoon, around 12:30, so it's getting occupied now. So this is Everybody's Tabernacle, and the main church service is 10:30 on Sunday mornings Eastern Time. And David Maccabee is the pastor of record right now. So we're just going to walk through the building. The only place I don't know where it is the gardening area. This building here is an educational center for children. This is actually not a restroom, even though it looks like it. And usually about 25 to 50 people go to the church services. Everybody's Tabernacle is the name of the church here. And I have enjoyed my stay there. It's a very, local church. It's not a mega church. It's not Joel Osteen or a mega church like there's a big church that I lived by in Charlotte. I think it was called Calvary, and I think that's where they had the funeral services for Dale Earnhardt Sr. back in 2001. How you doing, kids?
Good. How about you?
Pretty good. So this is the big office. If you need anything like mail or you want to go see the medics, they have 2 medics on call, Tom and Michelle, who are very, very good and very, very friendly. And if you need anything, they can get it for you. And that's how I've been getting my antidepressants. But now, as I leave, I'm going to need an outside provider for my Lexapro that I am on. Nobody is in the office today because it's Saturday. So we go to the other side of this building that on one side is an education center. And I will show you what is on the other end. It's, by the way, just to repeat, it's February 11th, a Saturday. So, the offices are closed. and mail's being delivered. Over here is 1119 Betty Lane, and this is the dental center, and they offer free dental work. I have had several teeth extracted here that were in bad shape, and this week I'm going to have more teeth extracted, and I'm probably going to have dentures put in. 51, and I found out here that I've been brushing my teeth wrong probably since childhood, so a lot of my teeth are going to have to go. I've lost several teeth in here. I've had several teeth extracted, but they do a little bit a month at a time. And it's a very nice place, very professionally run, and it's volunteers. That's how it happens. So now we are back where we started, except we're just a teeny little bit up the road. This is another view of the horseshoe in the far left. Some vehicles park on the street. And we are at, as you can see there, Otis Green and Fairburn Avenue. Okay. So what I'm going to show you now is the thrift store. You can see all these buildings are pretty much together. And I'm going to walk over here to the thrift store. Probably not going to go in the thrift store because I've already been in twice getting hangers for all the clothing I have bought here. And I bought a lot of clothing here, like say for like $200-300, because my wardrobe was out of date. Okay. So most of the clothes I had, I've probably had since the aughts, the first decade of the 21st century. And as you can see, it's a big, very big building. And you could get clothes here very, very cheaply. You could get shirts here. Because it's Saturday, you could get a shirt here for like $2.50. You could get a bunch of hangers for 50 cents here. And there are good bargains here. And if you're interested, go look at the HEP Facebook page. Like I said, I'm not going in, but I'm going to... Here's the donation drop-off. What you would do is you would go to this door and you would ring the doorbell and you just drop off your stuff. As I said, we're not going in, but I just wanted to show you this is a huge place. And very, very good. It's very, very good. Whoops, sorry folks. My eyesight ain't all that great, and sometimes I think you have to step up and you don't. So sorry for that little faux pas. They are open right now. The store hours are 10 to 4, 10 in the morning to 4 in the afternoon, Tuesdays through Saturdays. They take Sunday and Monday off, so people could come Saturday and visit, and they do a lot of business here on Saturday. So I'm going to go over to another building. We got a few more stops. I'm walking on Fairburn Avenue over to Engman Street, and we are going to another building. Now, a lot of people who come here are destitute and penniless, and maybe they don't have money to get nice clothes at the HEP thrift store, so they look for jobs. Now, I've been fortunate enough that I don't have to worry about getting a job until I get into this efficiency. I've been very fortunate on that score. But I'm going to go show you another building. Now, if you go make a right on the Fairburn, you hit Betty Lane. Betty Lane is a road that runs up from Drew Street, north of downtown Clearwater. And if you're unfamiliar with the area, it's downtown Clearwater is about a mile south of here. And this road starts on Drew Street. And I'm gonna use the crosswalk. A lot of crosswalks around here because there's a lot of people that go catch buses, and there's a lot of foot traffic. But Drew Street runs from Betty Lane, runs from Drew Street past Sunset Point, and it becomes Milwaukee Avenue when you get past Sunset Point into Dunedin, and I think it merges with Main Street, which is State Road 580 here in Dunedin. So we're not that far from Dunedin. I had a girlfriend that lived up here in this area of town, not too far away. It'd be about a 20-minute walk from here. And this is the workforce building, which is called, as you see there, the North Greenwood Adult Education Workforce and Development Center. And you could come in here and you could go on their computers and you could look for work. They use Indeed, the Indeed app, the Indeed website, as their job provider of choice. So with that, I'm going to walk back on Engman Street, and I'm going to show you a couple of local stores, and there's a little story behind them. As you can see, it's cloudy. They're expecting it to rain on this February 11th, 2023, and the weather could be severe. Here's the back of the HEP thrift store. You can see it there. And here comes another car. And we're walking towards Betty Lane. And I'm going to take a little walk north on Betty Lane, show you that there were a couple of local convenience stores. And there's a little story behind each of them that relates to HEP. So a lot of people, the dorm room that I am in is dorm room O, as I was explaining earlier, and it's right up on Betty Lane. You could hear the buses come in early in the morning, 6:30 in the morning. This area is served by Route 78 of the PSTA, and you could take 78 either south to Park Street Terminal, the Park Street Terminal in Clearwater, which is eventually going to be replaced by a new building off of Myrtle Avenue, and Myrtle is one of the big roads that goes north and south of this area, the other being Port Harrison. And you can also take 78 north, and it runs dipsy-doos around Dunedin, and eventually you take 580. Takes 580 and you go to Countryside Mall, which used to be one of the great malls in this area, but in the era of Amazon and in the era of, getting things at your fingertips on Amazon and other stores, the mall's kind of fallen on hard times. You can't really get from the bus stop at Countryside Mall into the building without having to go through a lot of things. So we go through, this will be a very short walk over to a couple of stores, and this is like kind of like a bridge Betty Lane is on, and there's railing on either side, and Betty Lane has a high speed limit, so you'll see a lot of cars just motor right by. There's a canal of some sort that runs in here, but I wouldn't want to go into the water. It looks very polluted. You got pedestrian walking areas. Once you get past this bridge, there's a pedestrian crossing to the other side of the road. It's been fun. I have been here since November 21st, and today is my 83rd day here. I probably mentioned that already. So we're coming up on a pedestrian crosswalk, and that's about as far as we will go. Hope you're enjoying the video. As you can see here, you're coming up on a pedestrian walkway, which is a little worn. And down at the end here is a shop and save. On the other side of the road, there is a gas station which I think is a Chevron. I've only been to it once. They don't, HEP doesn't like you to go to the Shop and Save because they think it is a place where drug activity is abundant. I have never had any trouble here. They've never approached me, but you will see at times vehicles by the dumpster, or you will see men just stationed out over here on the walkway. The Shop and Save is really the only store that's open all the time. There is a very local church over here, and if you go a little farther past this road that comes up, there is a I think it's a Chevron station, but you can get gas there, and you could get snacks and so forth. And you could get that at Shop and Save. Each place you could get lotto numbers, and there have been some very big jackpots in Powerball and Mega Millions since I've been here. And yes, I've been trying to win that. As you see here, pedestrian walkway. And next, we're going to look at the veterans area. So we're back to the horseshoe. I am the fifth door down on the right. I'm not going to go into the shoe with the camera here. 3 doors down from me is the washing machine area, and you can get wash done for $1, 4 quarters. You got to have quarters. In this era of everything being electronic and on phone apps, you still got to use quarters. And you could also get your laundry dried for $1 using 4 quarters. The washing machine takes about 38 to 40 minutes, and the dryer takes about 45. So we're back on Otis Green, heading towards Fairburn Avenue, and we're going to walk over to the veterans area. This room here is what they call the office, the A room. And they have recovery meetings. See, a lot of veterans come here, and I'm not a veteran. I've never served in the military. I just happen to be a civilian here, and there's very few civilians at HEP. Every roommate that I have had in dorm room O has been a veteran, and every roommate that I have had has been older than me. So we're going to walk over to the veterans area and show you that real quick. I have never been in there in the 83 days I have been here. And if you're a veteran, you're allowed to go in. They are having a Super Bowl party there tomorrow night. Trying not to show people as much as I can. Trying to just show you what's what without people being in the shot. And sometimes that has worked out well, and sometimes it hasn't. Now these buildings over here in the distance are the veterans buildings, and they have a clubhouse, and they have plenty of activities for the club for the veterans. And if you are a civilian here, there's not a lot of activities, and I would love to see that change. If you are a civilian and you live in HEP for a 90-day period, you have Bible study, which I have attended most of the weeks I have been here, not the first or the second Monday. First Monday because I just got there on November 21st, and on November 28th I caught COVID, and that took a week. But the day I got released, I went to Bible study, and it's an hour class hosted by Pastor David. So there's an inequity between being here as a veteran and being here as a civilian. They have Wi-Fi in the clubhouse for your computing needs. You don't have Wi-Fi in the horseshoe. But veterans wind up in the horseshoe. It's just that some veterans get to stay in this building. All veterans get to stay in the building. They don't let civilians into this at all. But I would love to see more activities here for civilians. Like I said, you have Bible study here, and you also have Alcoholics Anonymous meetings here Wednesday and Saturdays, like tonight, at 7 in the evening each time. And I'm not an alcoholic, so I never needed to attend an AA meeting. Here's the main office. You can see the HEP logo on top, and you enter through the first floor doors, which are on the bottom. So that's been my tour. I don't know where the gardening area is, and should someone tell me where it is before I leave, I will show you it, but that's probably not likely. I would like to show you the dining hall, but I don't know if I could get to a point where I'm the only one there and I could show you it. So let me just explain it to you real fast. Like I said, if I exit my dorm room O, and you go to the right just a little bit, it will be on your left, and there's a big lobby where people who smoke can sit down, and even if you don't smoke, you're welcome there. And dinner is, the meals are served at 8 o'clock for breakfast, 8 in the morning, 12 o'clock for lunch, 4 o'clock for dinner, and 8 o'clock in the evening for snacks. And people gather there at 8 o'clock in the evening, watch TV until about 10. There's a semi-curfew in the Horseshoe at 10:30, and they expect you to be the room to be quiet. And then at 12 o'clock, they do bed checks to make sure everybody has made it to their beds. As we go back on Otis Green in Fairburn, I'll just show you the shoe real fast while I tell you the story. You have sign-in sheets where you mention the name of your monk. Mine would be 04. It's been 04 since I got here. And you print your name. You don't give a signature. You have to print out your name. In my case, Paulblom. And they collect it at 3 in the morning, so they could do additional checks. If you fail to sign the sign-up sheet, then they come get you, usually during breakfast, and make sure you sign it. Now, I've gotten it almost every day, but twice I forgot. And there was one time where they did not have a sheet for a given day, and I had to sign it. So that's where we are on that. So I just wanted to show you the place before I go, and my battery is almost drained now. As you can see, it's going to be raining pretty soon. So that's been it.